To create road rash, you'll need the makeup stack that came with your kit, a coarse sponge, coffee grounds, blood, and a couple of brushes. Small and medium size would be perfect. Use the stiff, coarse sponge, dip it in blood, and wipe it over the spot where you want the wound. Use short strokes and swipe at the surface in one direction. Don't rub back and forth. Keep in mind that when the road rash was created, it was caused by the skin sliding over a rough surface, so it should have a kind of a linear look to it. What Sarah is doing now is she's giving the wound a little bit more dimension and depth. What she did was she's dipping the sponge into the blood and dabbing it over the wound and letting some of the texture of the sponge deposit heavier droplets of blood just in random spots here and there. Now what she's doing is she's taking some of the coffee grounds and tapping them into the little puddles of the droplets of the blood that was deposited by the sponge. This will give it the look of fresh embedded gravel and dirt. Something to keep in mind as you're creating the road rash is that the victim not only slid across the ground to cause the wound, but they first had to fall onto it, which means there is going to be some blunt force trauma and some bruising around the site. To create the bruise effect, use some flesh tone or yellow makeup and use a small brush or even a Q-tip dipped in the makeup and dab it around the perimeter of the wound. Vary the width of the makeup and shape and blend some of the makeup down with your finger into the skin as well, and work from the wound away from it. To make the bruised area seem like it's more swollen, add a little bit of red or a purplish red makeup just to a couple of areas around the wound. Dab it on with the brush and blend it in with your finger. Your victim now looks like they just fell off a motorcycle.